Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video, honey. And it's the queen of all queens, Nicki, stepping out to remind the girlies that the rumors about her and Kenneth Zoo Petty getting a divorce is completely false, honey. Nicki is showing us that she ain't gonna jump from a frying pan into the fire in the name of my husband is horrible. He keeps cheating on me. He keeps beating on me. And I'm gonna leave him for better, but only to become a sister wife, honey. Y'all can say anything that you want about Kenneth Zupeti, but guess what? We haven't heard that man's name in any mess or any drama. Y'all can say, but he can't go to the kids' playground. Thank God he can't, because only God knows what kind of mess y'all would be putting that man in. Sometimes blessings, they do come in disguise, okay? What Kenneth Petty went through, I don't know if it's true or if it's false, but that case will always be questionable in my opinion after I went through the details of it, not the court of public opinion, even though I did listen to the court of public opinion. And I also believe what Nicki is saying happened to that case, even if it's not entirely factual as how it went down. Now, let's say, for example, everything went down as the victim said it did, and what the victim is saying is 110% factual. Kenneth Petty went to jail. After he went to jail, he came out, and we haven't heard Kenneth Petty getting involved in any more mess after that. As I've always said to you guys, I support people being rehabilitated, and I believe in rehabilitation. I don't support crime and violence against women, and I support victims who have experienced crime and violence. I support them getting justice. I support them getting compensated. I support them getting healing. I support them getting therapy and long-term assistance if needed. And if the case needs to be revisited for further course of action, I support that ish 110%, because I believe we're all people, we all have feelings, and I believe that when someone has a story, when someone is saying they're still hurt, they're still affected by a past event, and they still have trauma, I believe that person needs to be heard, needs to be listened to, and that person should be helped. So, I'm not saying this because I'm afraid of y'all in the comment section, because if you have been following me by now, you guys know that I'm unapologetically myself. I'm gonna say it like I mean it at all times. And you guys know that I've always been a huge advocate for rehabilitation, because as I get older, there's something that I have realized about life. If we send people off to jail, and when they're behind bars, they're not properly incarcerated, will the behavior change? You know, that person should be coming out a changed person and a better product to society, someone who can incorporate back into society so that they reflect on their punishment behind bars. They reflect on not just the punishment and the fact that they were locked away, but what have they gained? What have they learned during their time behind bars? So I believe that, much needs to be done behind bars for men who are men and women. Sometimes I keep forgetting that women go to jail too. We're such sweet, beings. Some of us, most of us. But I'm just saying that meanwhile people are behind bars, I believe that they should get therapy, counseling. They should be given better education. And for those who believe that education is not cut out for them, they should be given, skills, and I believe that someone should follow up with them because I can only imagine that going to jail can be very traumatic on an individual. So I believe that they need a follow-up visit, follow-up treatment just to ensure that they are being merged back into society, the best way possible, because sometimes they go to prison for crimes that are not aggressive, but they experience aggressive experiences behind bars, so aggressive that it may want to make them take their own lives. So hence why I'm a huge advocate for rehabilitation and will always be, because if you can come back out better than you went in, it's a win for society, and that's how it should be. So I'm just saying that to say kudos to Kenneth Zupetti. I don't know if he's over there putting hands and feet on Nicki. I would pray to God not for his sake, but most of all for Nicki's sake. Far too many women have to be living with pain and trauma of men abusing them, and it is time that that is put to an end, right? But if, the relationship is not perfect, but at the end of the day, he's not physically abusing her and he's not emotionally abusing her nor exploiting her, I have to say that that man has truly proven himself. And I think I like him. Even his evil smile. Have you ever got, Kenneth Petty has a evil smile. Like, he can't help it. When he smiles, he has a evil smile. But what I would hope for Kenneth Petty, because he has some kids, I think 5 or 4, before Papa Bear. What I would hope for Kenneth Petty is that he goes back to school, because he seems to be street smart, but less on the emotional intelligence side. Just a personal observation. I would hope that he goes back to school and learn something that will help him to tap into his emotions so that he doesn't get into anything violent or anything like that. Because Nicki is coming from, a Caribbean family. Caribbean women were cultured into make your marriage work. And I think most black women, if not all of us, were cultured into make your marriage work. Don't go be telling your marriage problems to everyone. Find a pastor, go to a marriage counselor. And, sometimes I think that so many women loses themselves into trying to make their marriage work. They suffer in silence. They suffer in, quietness. And I just hope that is not the case for Nicki. But the good thing that I can say above all things is that I've never seen a scenario where Kenneth Petty is out here embarrassing Nicki. I've never heard of him cheating on her. Not saying it doesn't happen. And here we are. The queen is showing us that she's still married, even if she was the one who bought herself her diamond ring, because I don't think Kenneth Petty has that good money. And if she bought herself that diamond ring, it is okay. It was worth the purchase, because the marriage does in fact have longevity. But, I mean, if Nicki and Kenneth Petty aren't getting along, I know Nicki is gonna leave that marriage the best way that she can, without the mess, without the drama, and she's gonna want to ensure that Kenneth Petty is good going forward, stays out of trouble, because of course that is Papa Bear's father, and even when they are separated, Kenneth Petty will be an extension of her, an extension of her image, and I hope that Kenneth Petty realizes that should they separate and just be the best version of himself, and to remember that he will always be judged, always put under a microscope, and he will always be wrong even before he's wrong. So I wish the lovely couple all the best. I do hope that there's nothing but love between them. And I also hope that if they're having any marital problems, they can get the necessary help to resolve any conflict that they have and just have a long and lasting, genuine love that does not include any abuse or malicious intent or exploitation. And that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. We're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.